basketball, what are you thankful for this holiday season? And what's, besides turkey, what's your favorite Thanksgiving meal?
Well, I'm thankful for a lot of things. I've been blessed, and thank God for bringing so many wonderful people in my life, and certainly the sacrifice He made for me is the greatest thing I can be most grateful for. But Thanksgiving, it's hard to pick one thing because I like it all. I like turkey, I like ham, I like pecan pie, I like pumpkin pie, I like great gravy, and so that's a tough one to answer because I like it all.
Coach, kind of the biggest thing coming out of the tournament was Zakai and Kennedy together. Did you? I mean, I know you talked a little bit in the preseason about playing them both together, but I guess Josiah being out kind of forced you into it. Did that go better than you thought?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I thought it would go, other than the fact that I do watch them go at each other every day in practice, and they do complement each other in different ways, but having the three of them out there together, we don't get to do much because we need them competing against each other in practice. But not only is it what Zakai and Kennedy did, but Santi, I mean, the way he rebounded the ball was phenomenal, and I mean, he gave us as much rebounding from that third spot as you could ask, but we don't get to see them together in practice a lot like that because one of them is going to run the other team for the most part when we're really competing. But it was good to see the way they all did mesh.
Josiah, you mentioned he had torn ligament. What's the prognosis?
We're still waiting to see. Chad is still doing some work with him, and of course, I mean, nobody's more diligent and resilient in terms of trying to do what he does to get ready, but we're still not sure exactly where he is.
Shooting hand or off hand?
Shooting hand.
VJ didn't really play a whole lot in the North Carolina game. Was that just the way Zakai, Kennedy, and Santi were playing, or something he did?
No, it was the fact that I think that's what's going to be our team this year a lot. There's going to be nights when some guys have a little bit more than others, and that's what we'll ride that night. But VJ, again, he's such a hard worker. He'll come back, and he did like you would expect. He was a great teammate, both for those guys, and we'll continue to do that. But he came back to practice and does what he does every day. And I said before, no one's going to put any more work in than what VJ does. But it really was the fact that those three guys had it going, and we just knew that that's what we needed to do that particular day. Every game is going to have its different personality. Every game does, and so based on what that personality brings from that game is who will be playing.
Why was Justin's choice to start with Josiah? What did he do that put him in that spot?
Again, we wanted to make sure we still had some length out there, and that was really the reason there, that we just felt like we needed to have some more length on the floor at that time.
What have you seen from Justin to this point? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Well, he did play his best game defensively since he's been here. He really has improved there, and he continues to, and he will continue to improve. Justin's just getting going, and we needed him to to really get himself in position on the defensive end to make good defensive plays, especially without the ball. And he does know what we're doing. He's a terrific passer. But I would say for most of our guys, what we're still looking at is to get the consistency on the defensive end.
Coach, what did you think about Brandon on Sunday? He didn't put up huge numbers. He seemed like he was really active.
Well, it was a different game. Again, you go back to the Villanova game. That's a hard game for big guys, especially a young big guy to play against a team that's got a lot of experience coming back from a year ago, and the team is pretty much in mid-season form. Whereas you go against North Carolina, they're playing traditionally bigger players, and so that, I think, we told Brandon the night before game, this is a good game for you. We're going to find out a lot about what you need to do, and I do feel like, and we feel like, that he was comfortable playing in that game because of where he was able to stay on the court with who he was defending most of the time.
Coach, how good were those two games this early in the season for this team?
Well, I think it was really good in terms of, and I do think that's why these early season games are important. Obviously disappointed in the way that we started the game against Villanova, but you got to give them credit. I mean, I think they came out, they were locked and loaded, ready to play, and I think we were too. I really do. I think in some ways we were a little bit overhyped there. We couldn't make a shot, but then we got where we weren't even trying to play basketball. We were just hoping we'd make a shot, and that was a big takeaway from that game. And we came back against North Carolina and really did do a lot of the things that we work on every day, and it was a different team. And again, every game's a different personality, but we did look more like what we practice every day against North Carolina.
What did you learn about your team through those two games?
Well, one of the biggest things I would think, because after the loss against Villanova, we went back in, and obviously the first part of that day was based on us and what we didn't do and why we got ourselves in the position we got ourselves in, and then a little bit on North Carolina the day before the game. But when we walked in on Sunday morning, the focus with our guys was phenomenal, and they during the walkthrough, we just simply go in the ballroom and take down a court, and the coaches do their job with the scouting reports, and the way those guys were locked in, the questions they were asking was impressive, especially because it wasn't just the older guys, and we knew at that point in time that Josiah wasn't going to play, and Josiah is one of those guys that normally leads in those questions, but Santi and some of the younger guys were really, you could tell they were really locked in, and which was impressive.
How do you get Roche to cut down the fouls? Or hold his hands behind his back? Practice?
Probably it'd be the best thing to tie his hand, because you guys watch us practice some, and he's going to have to, and he's trying too hard. There's no doubt he's wanting to do the right thing, but he gets he lets his emotions get the best of him some, but it's only out of a good spirit to want to do the job that we ask him to do. But you'd like to think the more he plays that he's going to figure it out, but if he doesn't, all the work he puts in, he's not going to get to use it because he's going to be on the bench because of fouls.
Coach, we don't talk about it a lot, but 2/3 of your coaching staff is new. 4 games in. I mean, how is it important to kind of learn how to work together? I mean, you've done this a long time. Is it?
I think they've done a great job with that. I mean, you tell me that, I don't feel like it at all. You feel like that the new guys have been here because they came right in, and when they asked me, we talk about what roles it might be. I said, hey, be who you are. I said, we've done our background checks on you. We know you can coach basketball. You got something to add, bring it up, add it. But when you're out here, and they have all done a terrific job. Our scouting has been very consistent for our players. I think that, and that's a tribute to them, because they certainly have sat down with Mike and the guys that have been here, because we want it consistent across the board. And so from the scouting standpoint, coaching standpoint, I would tell you it feels like that we've been together for a long time.
Everybody good? Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you,
Coach.
guys.